Hey there, blade fans. Welcome back to another automatic knife review. And out the front, automatic knife, it is, as OTFs go, reasonably priced. It's made by Hogue, and it follows on several other out the front knives made by Hogue. Now, Hogue also makes out the side autos, which you may or may not be familiar with. Got a few of those reviewed out on my site. But what is this interesting knife with kind of this camo? Yes, Damascus G10 on one side and a patterned aluminum on the other side. Well, it is none other than the Hogue, drumroll, Counterstike. Comes in this beautiful Tanto or comes in a spear point, kind of a dagger. This is an incredibly light knife. It is also pretty incredibly thin compared to many of the Microtech knives. It's, I would say, lighter. Similar to Microtech, it is offset with the blade, so the mechanism is on one side, the track and so forth. Now, I have taken this apart since I received it from none other than White Mountain Knives, and yes, White Mountain Knives has an auto division. It's a whole separate website, but you can link to it from their main one. And very often you will find some knives that either no one else has or they're available when no one else has them as available. So it comes in a few different flavors of this. By the way, I think on the auto site you can still use my discount code, or you may not be able to, I'm not sure. But you can give it a try. You can give Old Sword a try as your coupon code. Anyway, this comes in this particular gray-black Damascus, but it also comes in, I think, some other colors. What they are exactly offhand, I don't recall. Came with, and I don't have it with me, I should have put it on the table, does come with a fairly protruding glass breaker, but they also give you just the regular old screw, and you can take it out. You can also switch this clip from one side to the other because it notches into the pommel of the handle. And I was beginning to say I took this apart because there is a technique, and don't do it unless you are confident and you know you want to do it, where you can take the spring out, essentially grab it with two hands and give it a gentle stretch, and you give it a few more stretches and a few more stretches. When you put it back in, you have a little less resistance, but you've got to be careful that you don't destroy the spring and then not have enough force to send the knife out into lockup. Speaking of lockup, like all OTFs, including Microtech, you get a little bit of movement, but I must say there is no lateral, no side-to-side movement here that is perceivable. A little bit of up and down, so they've done a great job. I think the only out the front knife that has zero play is the Deadlock by, I believe it is Gavin Hawk. So it's the Hawk Deadlock, I'm pretty sure. I love this Tanto. It's got a nice flat grind. It is kind of a mild stonewash. Got a very nice grind where that compound grind meets the point equally on both sides. Yes, it does. Got a nice swedge at the top. And we're going to get into some specifications here, some measurements. Overall length of the knife right out to that nut is like a 8.3. Got a blade coming in at 3.4 with a cutting edge of about 3 1/4. Get this out from under the background. Kind of move things around here. I didn't want a black background for this one because everything was kind of melting in. to the background. This knife is a little too camo on one side. All right, we got a 3mm blade stock. Not bad. Keeps it thin but robust, which is a .11 in inches. And the handle right in the middle, 0.45, so under a ½ an inch. As I said, thin handle. And let's see what we've got for a weight. A very light, 2.8 ounces. Oh yeah. That's the aluminum and the G10 kind of combining together. And it's relatively skeletonized inside. Now the clip is a beautiful deep carry clip. Don't have to worry about screws underneath because the screw is on the end. A lot of people don't like that big screw on the pommel, but I don't mind. Also, as part of the clip, you have this little turned up, bent up portion with a hole through it for a lanyard. I don't know that I'm real thrilled about that, but you know, it probably could be modded and ground off if you didn't want it and you wanted to do a little bit of that work. I like the texturing, the 3D milling, this water-like, wave-like swoops that they have here on the aluminum side. And again, action is stiff, but not unmanageable. I would say right now, it's about the same as the Glycon that I just got from Microtech. And pretty smooth, pretty smooth. All right, well, we got the weight. Did I say the steel? I didn't mention the steel. Well, it's 20 CV. Good stuff. 20 CV, kind of the equivalent of the Bowler M390. But I think this is made by Crucible. And we're going to compare this to another Hogue knife, the Compound. I picked this one up from BJ Hill on a trade. And this is an S30V. And BJ, if you're out there, I haven't heard from you in a while, give me a shout, would you? He is a great knife modder down in, I believe, the Carolinas or Virginia, I'm not sure. This one's got G10 on both sides with an aluminum frame underneath. So all you can see here is the layers of G10, quite seamless. And kind of that odd offset sort of handle. This is a Alan Olishewicz design. I'm not sure if that's an Alan Olishewicz design or not. This one definitely is. And BJ had put a customized titanium clip on this that he said he had to wait quite a while for, deep carry. And you can see there's an alternate way that they use with out the front knives of attaching the clip. So you sort of have a little bit of an obstacle here, but it's not bad. And it's a very strong, thick clip. Goes in and out of the pocket quite nicely, as does the Counterstrikes. And this one's got a clip point. Blade lengths are pretty much the same. Overall length, pretty much the same, but this is a lighter knife and this is a much taller handle. So you've got less in your pocket here than you do here. Now, a lot of you guys, you either can't carry out the front knives or any auto knives where you live. Same is pretty much true where I am. I collect them, I carry them around the house, but you know, out the front shouldn't be discounted if you can carry them in your area. It's a very, very useful sort of knife. I mean, basically, it's a stick when it's closed. And it carries deep and it carries light and instantly available, instantly put away. Yes, you have problems with dirt and gunk getting in the track, and you know that could be an issue over time. If you become good at maintaining the knife, you shouldn't have any problems disassembling and so forth. I got to thank Lefty EDC for his video on taking this one apart. He was trying to tune his up a little bit. He was getting some failure. I got no failure on either one of these of the blade to come completely out. So thanks to his video, I was able to disassemble and reassemble that knife. I was having a little problems putting it back together again. Well, here is the Benchmade Shootout. Kind of controversial lately because they came out with it in FRN. This is the CF Elite. This has carbon fiber woven in. And You can hear they're all very light and hollow and plasticky like, and a lot of people don't care for that because it makes a $300+ knife seem kind of cheap. But it does work extremely well. A little bit of up and down and a little bit of side to side on that, more so than the Hogue. Very grippy. They milled in some crazy grip, like almost like a traction tape material there. And this has got some nice 3D milling to it as well. Got that bronzed kind of coating on the blade. I forget what the coating is. And they made this one, I think, in, crew wear. So this is CPM crew wear. How does it stack up for size? Well, right in the ballpark. Pretty much, maybe just ever so slightly longer. And finally, for comparison, we have another Benchmade. And I don't know why, but I always forget the name of that Benchmade, so pardon me. Well, yes, it is the Autocrat. The Autocrat. I don't know why I forget that name. Maybe I'm not an autocrat. Hopefully. Look it up. This is S30V and an extremely finely ground blade. Very smooth too. Both the Benchmades have less tension on that trigger. Final comparison, and that's why my background was messed up. This was tucked underneath. There is the Griptilian, just for measure. And right on the same overall length. Well, tell me what you think. You may not be an out-the-front knife lover. That's okay. But definitely this is a great buy. You can get them for under $300, I'm pretty sure. You might find some discounts. And, well, there you go. That is the Counterstike by Hogue. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't. Be well.